And bro just keeps on going like that. Damn. Hey there guys, today we are checking out another UMA Musume lore. This one is called Cesario, the Shining Star of UMA Musume. This one is made by Pyrix. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Even long after a racehorse's career, their accomplishments act to solidify their presence in the extensive history of the sport. For some, decades and even centuries pass with their names still immortalized in horse racing history. For one UMA, she'd intend to follow this exact path, pursuing a dream that would far outlive her time racing, acting as a guiding light to those who would be inspired and follow in their footsteps.
Nice.
A legacy that would not only make history,
or
but
should I say they kind of draw you in
generations to come. This is the story of Cesario, the Japanese superstar. Cesario was a mare born on March 31st, 2002 at Northern Farm in Hokkaido. Before we can fully dive into Cesario's history, we need to first refer to her extensive pedigree. As UMA Musume fans, one name will clearly stand out. In addition to notable names present in her pedigree, such as Alma Mound, Northern Dancer, Hail to Reason, and Sunday Silence.
Yo, I swear, this dude has been on every single video or UMA Musume lore video that I have made, bro. Like, bro is just him, man.
Cesario
he is a part of every single horse.
Especially, the main character of UMA Musume's first season would make history, claiming victory at the 1999 Japan Cup against a roster of strong international competitors. Cesario's dam was Kirov Premier, a bay filly from Great Britain. Premier had a fairly good history on turf-based tracks, only adding to the strong pedigree already present from Cesario's sire's side. Cesario's name refers to a character from the Shakespearean play Twelfth Night, in which the lead character, Viola, must adopt the identity of a man for an extended period of time, using the alias Cesario. This would also be personified.
I thought it would be from Caesar or something like that.
Presents two versions of herself. Her seriousness while training and racing are depicted as a more masculine tone, while her relaxed side is displayed as being more feminine. This isn't an instance like Still in Love, with two completely different personalities.
Okay, I did not expect to see Still in Love in here. Also, I still do have to make a video about her, to be honest, but
instead, as the game describes, is treated as something more along the lines of an on and off switch. Cesario is aware.
In a way, I sort of like, personally, in a way, I sort of do the same way, in which case, like, if I'm at work, it's like, I'm in like my business mode, but like if I'm just kind of chilling, I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling.
When she needs to be more serious or relaxed in certain scenarios, with her lax side emerging most when she's with the trainer. Speaking of relaxing, when I'm not making these videos, I normally enjoy taking a break by playing various games that test my tactical capabilities and patience.
Also, I do hear that it was Firex's birthday a few days ago, I believe. So happy belated birthday to bro. And yeah, let's get right into it.
Being born at the Northern Farm, boys. Ownership of Cesario would soon be passed on to a collective of horse racing owners and trainers known as the Carrot Farm. This acquisition of Cesario would bring her directly into contact with Katsuhiko Sumi, who would act as her trainer for the duration of her career that followed. Katsuhiko, compared to other trainers we covered in past videos,
smile, bro. Yo, bro, looking cute as hell, man. What the heck? Like, look at this smile, bro. Look at this smile. And look at that pink hat. Dog, do I have any pink hat? Nah, bro, I need to buy a pink hat, low-key.
Was a relatively new trainer, acquiring his certification in the year 2000, and officially becoming a trainer the next year. Prior to establishing his own stable, Katsuhiko was an assistant trainer who had joined the JRA in 1986.
Interesting.
Despite only recently becoming a trainer in the last few years, Katsuhiko quickly became a notable name at the Rito Training Center. Unsurprisingly, due to Cesario's monstrous...
damn, bro. Like, dude, every single time now, like, these days, every single time I see, like, a horse, I need to just, like, pause and, like, actually, like, look at them, bro. Because, like, Now I'm just kind of like drawn into them because of the whole Uma Musume thing that's been like going on. But like at the same time, it's just I get to appreciate them more, if that makes sense. I get to look at them like slowly and like kind of like damn, what's that word? I forgot what that word was, but like, dude, I, I I'm just like lost for words, bro. Like this is so beautiful, man. Like the shine of, oh my gosh, dude. I'm in love with horses
Pedigree,
now, boys.
expectations were high for her to perform in her racing career that followed. Cesario's trainer had originally planned for her to make her debut in the summer. However, early on in her career, she developed a sudden presence of ligamentitis. Instead of
No,
pressing
dude.
onward, it was decided to have Cesario remain at the stable to undergo
Damn.
treatment in order to prevent any further complications.
Okay.
After resting for several months, Cesario was scheduled to race in the 2-year-old newcomer race, which would be held on December 25, 2004. Cesario will be paired with Yuichi Fukunaga, the jockey who would be Cesario's main rider for all but one race.
Okay.
Yuichi is
Nice.
the son of Yoichi Fukunaga, a jockey whom many regarded as a genius on the racecourse. Yoichi would claim his first G1 victory in 1971, and by 1978, he'd secure 131 total victories in his career.
God
In
damn, bro. Hold
1979,
up. Hold up. What?
and by 1978, he'd secure 131 total victories in his career.
Jeez,
In
bro.
1979, Yoichi would suffer an injury after falling off
Dude,
a Mary
what?
Joy in the Mainichi Cup on March 4th. He was rushed to the hospital, and though made a full recovery, he decided to retire in 1981.
Damn,
With
man.
big shoes to fill, it was time for Yuichi to follow in his father's footsteps.
Yo, big
To no one's
respects, bro.
surprise,
Big
Cesario
respects.
was amongst the top 2 fan favorites to win her debut. Cesario would pull ahead of her competitors in the final homestretch, claiming her first victory on the track despite a rough start to her 2-year-old year.
Yo.
Cesario will win this race by 1.5 lengths over the second place recipient Dansu
Okay.
Queen. After completing their first race together, Fukunaga
Yo,
recounted,
that is so cute. What the heck? Yo, the way he just does this.
that
Yo, that's
Cesario
so
was a
cute.
natural running horse. She was incredibly comfortable to ride, and he had faced no issues alongside her with this victory debut. With this, Cesario would end her first year of racing undefeated, preparing for her greatest challenge to come in her 3-year-old year.
Okay.
Not even a month after her debut, Cesario would compete in the Kanchiku Show, an ungraded race which would take place on January 5, 2005. Cesario will be the 4th fan favorite to win this race, with the number 1 slot belonging to Admire Fuji. Fuji was a descendant of Admire Vega,
Admire
only adding to
Vega?
boost the horse's reputation.
Aye.
On top of that, for this race, Fuji would be jockeyed by Yutaka Take. As the
Yo,
race began, Cesario
I'm telling
would
you, bro. Yutaka Take and Stay Gold, for most of them, for most of my videos, they have been there, bro. That tells you how crazy they are, man. Like how much they cemented their careers into the horse racing world. That tells you how yeah, that basically.
quickly advanced near the front of the pack, chasing down the current 3rd place position. Maintaining her pace, Cesario would advance once more in the final leg of the race, closing the wide
Also, apologies if my voice is a little raspy. I don't know what it is. It might be the coffee that I'm drinking, but like it has been a little raspy today.
distance that was formed between her and Admire Fuji. Pushing ahead of Fuji, Cesario would ultimately claim victory with the neck over the fan
Damn, bro,
favorite.
that is
Being a
tough.
race of a longer
Oh
distance,
my gosh.
winning the Kanchiku Show would only raise the expectations for Cesario when the time came for her to compete in the Triple Tiara. There was a lot of time between then and that point, and seeing this opportunity, once more, Cesario would be
dude, that's so
allowed to
cute.
rest for a short period between
Also, can I just say that like every single time I notice that an Uma Musume's like ears kind of like move or twitch or just like flop, that that is just the best thing, bro. It's just one of those things that are just so it's like it's so small, but at the same time you notice it and you find it cute as hell.
January 10th and March 18, 2005. On March 19th, Cesario will compete in her
Ooh.
first state-graded race, the
Okay.
GG Press High Flower Cup. Cesario was an overwhelming fan favorite to win her first graded race, sitting at a 1-4 odds.
Oh,
Unlike her
damn.
previous races, there was a lot on the line when competing at the Flower Cup. With intent to compete in the Triple Tiara races
Is
in the
it number
coming
7?
months, this would be Cesario's gateway to facing serious competition on the track. Just like before, Cesario would hang near the front of the pack for this race as well,
Oh, number
leading
2.
the
Okay.
race in second and third place. As the contenders approach the final homestretch, Cesario once more would
Damn,
display
bro.
monstrous strength in her final spurt.
Yo, you see how crazy they gallop, bro? Like at that last sprint or like that last straight. Oh my
Third
god, dude.
place. As the
And like
contenders
how
approach the final
rhythmically they do
homestretch,
that is
Cesario
so
once more would
nice.
display monstrous strength in her final spurt.
Oh my god, yo,
Closing the
that is
gap
beautiful as
rapidly,
hell.
she'd easily pass the leading horse, Slew Rate, and
Mm.
distance this horse
Like,
by
dude,
several
look at
lengths,
that. Oh my
claiming her
gosh.
third victory at the Flower Cup by 2.5 lengths over Slew Rate. Not only has she remained undefeated,
What the heck,
but
bro?
Cesario continued to display these strong capabilities backed by her extensive pedigree. Both Cesario and Fukunaga have been together since her debut, and a clear bond had been formed from each victory they seized together. A sudden roadblock would form for Cesario on April 10th,
Oh no.
2005.
Every single time we get a sudden change, y'all know what will most likely come. But I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping it doesn't.
As she entered the gate for the first leg of the Triple Tiara, the Oka
Damn.
Show. Fukunaga had not only jockeyed Cesario in 2004 and 2005, but also was a main jockey for Rhinecraft, one of 3
Ooh.
horses who would be Cesario's main rivals.
Okay.
Fukunaga had ridden Rhinecraft in the 2004 Fantasy Stakes and the Phillies Review in 2005. Due to his history with Rhinecraft, Fukunaga was set to be the designated jockey for the Oka Show, a prior obligation that Fukunaga had to uphold. It is not uncommon in Japanese horse racing for a jockey to have multiple horses he rides during a specific season. If said jockey is the stable's primary pick or a dedicated jockey for a certain horse, they must uphold that title. Due to this, Cesario will be jockeyed by Minoru Yoshida.
Oh, so this was the one race they talked about earlier. I'm guessing it is the one race that they talked
a
about.
descendant of Tokai Teo in 2002.
Despite
Despite the sudden change in jockeys, Cesario was still the fan favorite to win this race, with Rhinecraft being the second pick overall.
Oh no, boys. I'm getting flashbacks. Every single time I see a headpiece or head mask on a horse that's pink. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Y'all know where I'm going with this. It reminds me of her, bro. It does.
Alongside Rhinecraft stood 2 others who would be seen as fierce competitors to race against Cesario. These would be Daring Heart and Air Messiah.
Ooh.
These 3 horses are depicted in UMA MUSUME as Cesario's main rivals,
Okay.
and the main thing standing between her and the Triple Tiara. Cesario would start the race and slowly settle mid-pack for a majority of the race that followed. Unlike her previous races, she wasn't leading straight out of the gate.
Okay,
Passing
interesting.
the final corner in 10th place, Cesario would chase after Rhinecraft, displaying the fastest acceleration time of any other horse.
Yo, that's
Despite
wild.
Cesario's strong acceleration and her ability to catch up to Rhinecraft, she'd ultimately lose by a head, both to her rival and her main jockey.
Damn,
Following
bro.
this race, Yoshida would later admit that his positioning when riding Cesario was entirely off, and that he wasn't
like I guess it's like she wasn't like used to it as well. So that could have had like an impact, but at the same time, at that last spurt there, I feel like he was just like a tiny bit too far out back.
able to get into the flow of the race at the Oka Show. He blamed
that's
the
just
loss
my
on his
opinion. That's just
inability
my
to
opinion.
properly pace and position Cesario, and commanding her to spurt far too late in the race. Despite the unfortunate circumstances which led to her first loss, Cesario would find herself reunited with Fukunaga from this point onward, and her trajectory for her legacy would take a sharp shift from here. Losing the Oka Show, the ability to become a Triple Tiara winner was now out of reach. Just like the classic Triple Crown, a filly can only participate in the Oka Show, Japanese Oaks, also known as a Yushin Himba, and Shuka Show in their 3-year-old year. In Uma
Oh, dude,
Musume,
that's
this
funny.
is
I just got to sit here watching a 15-second video or ad for Pop Tarts.
Cesario's dream to
Peak.
be a Triple Tiara winner and cement herself in history, aiding to train other young and aspiring Umas who follow in her footsteps.
Ooh, okay.
Cesario truly feels that with such a strong reputation, she will be able to act as a guiding light for generations that'll come long after her. Uma Musume's version of Cesario also comes from a family of trainers and
Ooh,
racers.
also,
Only
y'all know what I just noticed? Like, is it me or is it just Cesario and Twin Turbo that has like blue hair in the anime? I feel like it was only those two or these two. Cesario and Twin Turbo. Yeah, correct me if there's like any other Umas with blue hair, cuz
acting to
I
motivate
feel
her
like it's
drive
very
to achieve
rare.
her dream further. Not only will she be remembered, but by extension, her parents as well for raising such an outstanding Uma Musume like
Aw.
herself. Ironically enough, following in Special Week's footsteps, Cesario wouldn't leave her mark by winning the tiara, but by doing something much greater.
Oh,
On May 22nd,
okay.
2005, Cesario participated in the Japanese Oaks, the
Damn.
second leg of the Triple Tiara series. Unlike the Oka show, the stage was set for Cesario to be a top contender to win this race.
Okay.
Her main rival, Rhinecraft, as per her owner's decisions,
No,
withdrew
not
from the
the
Japanese
pink
Oaks
mask,
due to the
dude.
distance of the race. The Oka show was a 1600-meter race, and all of Craft's previous races would range from 1400 to 1600 meters.
Yep.
The 2400-meter distance of the Japanese Oaks led her owners to instead register Rhinecraft for the NHK Mile Cup, which would be
Really?
held on May 8, 2005. This allowed Fukunaga to both fulfill his obligation to Rhinecraft while still being able to jockey Cesario at the Oaks.
Okay.
Unlike Rhinecraft, Cesario's pedigree made her a top contender to win this race. Even with the absence of Rhinecraft, Cesario still needed to beat Air Messiah to claim victory.
Yeah, baby girl,
As
you
the race
take that.
began, Cesario found herself at the back of the pack,
Oh,
being third from
damn.
dead last at the start of the race. Unsurprisingly, being a fan favorite to win, Cesario was quickly marked and many competitors acted to advance and block her as the race continued.
Yeah, that is gonna be
There
a
was an opening
little
from
rough,
afar
bro.
outside, and seeing no other option, Fukunaga commanded Cesario to advance near the final corner. Down the final straight,
Good move,
just
bro.
like with the Oka show, Cesario would display a monstrous spurt, advancing from 12th place all the way to the front
Yeah, I
of the
could already
pack.
imagine the real
Contesting Air
horse, bro.
Messiah and Aishin Tender,
God
Cesario
damn.
would break away and squeeze a victory at the Japanese Oaks.
Like, bro was
This would not only be a
moving. Ah,
monumental
damn.
accomplishment, with the Oaks being Cesario's first G1 victory,
Yo.
but also because it would be the first time an offspring of Special Week would secure a G1 win. Cesario quickly became a rising star in
That
Japanese
is
horse racing,
crazy.
and seeing the prospect to display her capabilities,
And like, yo, mind you, she was at the back. Oh my gosh, yo.
Cesaro's owners would plan to
Yo,
have her
that is
compete on a
insane.
global scale. Carrot Farm, after the victory at the Japanese Oaks, decided to register Cesario to compete in the American Oaks.
Ooh.
At this time, Japan wanted to continue expanding their international influence,
Okay.
showing the world that horses bred and trained in Japan could be fierce competitors
Hey,
against
hey,
most
hey,
elite
hey.
horses worldwide. In 2004, another
Yo,
attempt was made
Japan racehorses be cooking though. They are cooking. Like,
to have Japan seize victory at the American Oaks. However, the horse participating, Dance in the Mood, would place second overall. Though this was a crushing defeat and a very close chance for Japan to have claimed victory, it would serve as a stepping stone to pave the way for Cesario. Information was gathered from the staff of Kazuo Fujisawa, Dancer's trainer. Japan was serious on making a statement on a global scale,
okay.
and through previous defeats, their intent was set to do as much as they could to ensure a Japanese victory.
Wix. One platform. Any website. Unlimited creation.
Initially, Cesario was set to race alongside Dia de la Novia, the horse who would place third at the Japanese Oaks. Cesario and Dia were very close, so hopes were high that the transit to America and the training that followed would go smoothly. Sadly, before both horses were set to depart, a fracture was discovered on Dia, causing her to pull from the American expedition. This left Cesario to travel solo.
Damn, bro, that
and
sucks.
surprisingly, She behaved very well during the trip to America and the brief quarantine that followed. Arriving at the end of June, Cesario was given the opportunity to acclimate herself to
Still
unfamiliar
kind of sad
surroundings.
though.
Cesario's arrival and training garnered a lot of attention from the Japanese media. Several photographers and reporters had also ventured to the States in order to potentially cover a historical race should Cesario come out on top.
Yo.
The American Oaks would pit Cesario against the strongest
bro
group
was
of
bro
horses
was
that she'd
gathering
ever
aura
faced in her
like
career.
damn.
The leading American horse was Melhor Ainda, an undefeated turf mare who would be nicknamed Super Filly. Alongside Ainda was 3 Degrees, who had set a victory in a previous G2 graded
Yo,
race.
every single time I see Cesario just come in from the outside like that and just blasting through everybody, man. Oh, like that to me is just so freaking insane.
On July 3rd, 2005, Cesario entered the racecourse with the entirety of Japan waiting to see her performance. Despite the odds being stacked against her, the Japanese people held hope that Cesario could bring Japan their first G1 victory on American soil. As the race began, Cesario exited the gate smoothly. Much like the early races of her career, Cesario was able to navigate to the front of the pack, hanging in 3rd place following the first corner. After the 3rd corner, Cesario took the lead, once more displaying a strong spurt as they entered the final homestretch.
Also, every single time I see an up close like camera angle to their foots about or to their hooves about to blast off like that, something in me just finds that so freaking good and hype, man. Also, if you guys do enjoy these UMA content, comment, like, and subscribe. It does help out the channel. And
the interesting thing about this race is the fact that Cesario wasn't going to win by a head, not by a nose or by mere centimeters. This time, Cesario would break away fully, and as the world watched her, she would make history.
And bro just keeps on going like that. Damn.
Cesario past mid-stretch. She's running them off their feet. 5 lengths in front of Single East. Melora
5. But is he 6, 7? Yo, and he just keeps on increasing.
Cesario wins the 4th American Oaks. Melora
Jeez, bro.
defeated in 2nd. Single East 3rd, and 3 Degrees finish 4th.
Domo arigato, Cesario
takes
the 4th running of the American Oaks, and for the first time since 1959, a Japanese horse
1959
comes to the United States and wins a stakes race, and not just any stakes race, the Grade 1 American Oaks.
Cesario had not only broken away from the pack, but she'd won the race by 4 lengths over Ainda, setting a record time of 1 minute and 59 seconds. Cesario hadn't left her mark on the racing world by winning the Triple Tiara in Japan, but instead, she had done something even greater. She had brought home the first G1 victory on American soil, something that hadn't been done in the
I bet the jockey was just so freaking happy at a lady like, oh my god. Like that is such an amazing accomplishment, bro. For you as the jockey to be the one who wins that race in over I'd say like what 30-40 years or so. That is insane.
50 years of Japanese attempts. Her dreams had been realized, and through this race, as commentators had announced, she had been deemed as Japan's superstar racehorse. Many American fans initially disregarded
you can see how happy he is, bro.
Cesario due to her running off at full speed in the pre-race prior to the American Oaks. Though this was normal in Japanese racing, it wasn't seen too often in America. To many, it seemed like Cesario would just be fast out of the gate, and eventually be passed up as the race continued.
Like, you could see it, bro.
However,
The
as
way
shown in this
she just
historic
comes from
victory,
the outside like that.
wouldn't be the case. One
Wild.
attendee of the American Oaks stated the following when recounting Cesario's victory. No one had ever seen a Japanese horse who looked like her. She was a magnificent specimen.
That she
just
was,
a powerhouse
bro.
of a horse who seemed to dwarf her opponents. I've never seen a horse run off that fast and for that long. I immediately tossed her as I would any horse who ran
Brother,
off.
look at this length, man. Look at his length. Like, that is
Like that.
nuts.
But when she blew by the leaders and coasted home to win by 4 lengths, I was convinced. We were looking
Yo.
at something special. And this changed my perspective of
Bro,
Japanese horses
bro was
competing in
hype as
America.
fuck, man.
Unsurprisingly, this victory led Cesario to be named as the best 3-year-old mare in the year 2005. And with this international victory, plans were quickly made to have Cesario continue her dominant chain in future races around the world. The
Oh,
original
okay.
plan was to have her race in the Breeders' Cup filly and mare turf. However, past injury came back to dismantle that plan. After
No,
returning to
dude.
Japan, once more, Cesario was diagnosed with
Damn.
ligamentitis. Due to this, Cesario's plans to race were cancelled, and she was allowed to take a long rest at Northern Farm.
Okay.
In the months that followed, the prospect was there to have her race again. She was showing promising progress in recovery, so plans were made to have her race in the Victoria Mile and Asia Mile Challengers in
Alright, with all the events that has happened so far, I am just hoping that before she fully heals, nothing bad happens. Like, because for a lot of the UMA videos that I make, before getting healed 100%, something crazy just happens to them, bro. Which just saddens me, bro.
Hong. The Asia Challenge is a series of races held throughout the first half of the year. Needless to say, Cesario had a lot of races to prepare for. During the process of conditioning Cesario for these races, her condition was sharply worsened. Instead of pushing Cesario to race internationally, like we've seen many horses do in past videos, Cesario's trainer and handler would instead decide to allow Cesario to retire. This
Okay.
not only left a lot of Japanese fans devastated at the sudden
Like, sure, the a good amount of the Japanese fans would be devastated from this news, but at the same time, I respect the jockeys and like the owners, like whoever was looking after Cesario. I respect them so much that they made this decision, because at the same time, you don't want to keep pushing them to the point of like them just breaking down. You gotta let them rest, and like if that means like retiring them, do so, because you get to let them live for a while longer.
retirement, but also made a lot of American fans wonder how far Cesario would have gone. To many American viewers who had witnessed the Oaks' victory, Cesario was just getting started, and had so much potential to show her strength in future international
Damn.
races.
I am Momo.
I am Belle.
I am Yo-Yo,
Your AI partner.
Interactive live 2D chat companion.
Cesario's retirement not only prevented further injury for the filly, but also allowed her final race to be a historic victory, ending her career at the American Oaks. In
Okay.
retirement, Cesario became a broodmare, producing 12 total foals.
Ooh.
One of the most notable of Cesario's offspring would be Epiphanea, a Japan Cup and Kika Show winner,
Okay.
who will go on to sire Daring Tack, a mare who would claim the Triple Tiara undefeated in 2020.
Jeez, bro.
Sadly, during her 13th pregnancy, on February 27, 2021, Cesario would pass away from a ruptured uterine artery.
No,
At the time of passing,
dude.
Cesario was 18 years old. Due to the sheer amount of successful offspring she produced, Cesario was a renowned broodmare in the time of her retirement,
Okay.
carrying on her legacy to future generations to come.
And like,
In UMA
in a way, that does make me sad, but at the same time, having her retire earlier on meant that she got to live until she was 18. So in a way, it's sort of like I'm sort of like okay with how things ended up.
Musume, this is personified by
But it does still
Cesario's dream
sadden
of
me, though.
inspiring other Umas through her accomplishments, and teaching them all she knew about the world of racing. Cesario would not only make history herself,
Jeez, bro, that
but would
is
also start a new generation that would cement their presence
like these
in the
little clips that
racing
he
world.
chooses are so
A
good, man.
racehorse whose original dream was shattered, but through the ashes would strive to achieve something much greater, bringing a historic victory that Japan will never forget.
Oh, dude. Hold up. I just gotta see that again. Hold up. It's just the
A
way she does
racehorse
that
whose original
head
dream
shake
was
thing,
shattered,
dude.
but through the ashes will strive
While
to
the
achieve
jockeys
something
also
much
like
greater,
celebrating and hype.
bringing a historic
Like, look at
victory
that.
that Japan will never forget.
Yo.
This was the story of Cesario, the Japanese superstar
Peak.
whose light shined brighter than anyone else, personified in UMA MUSUME as an Uma with a clear goal and the determination to leave her mark in this world.
Nice.
Did you enjoy?
Alright. Another amazing video from Firex. And yes, that's Still in Love video. I still do gotta check that out. But wow, man. Learning about all these horses, definitely love it. Because like overall, my Uma knowledge increases, my knowledge of horse history increases. And for me to be able to react to this and show you all is just such a blessing to me. So yeah. If you guys did enjoy this reaction video, comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, go check out Firex's other videos. Don't just watch, go subscribe, go like, and yeah. I'll see you guys on the next one.